Since Jesus of Nazareth first began to preach in Galilee, he called his disciples to join him and to serve in his name, until God completes the healing of all creation. In every time and place, his disciples have sought to be faithful to his vision, establishing congregations to serve in faith and community. On the first day of December 1890, a group of people gathered because of the vision of Bishop Paddock that an Episcopal church be started in Anacortes. The Reverend C.W. Platt, Mr. and Mrs. Benjamin Goodwin, Dr. and Mrs. Childs with Maui Woodcock as their organist began the mission. They did not know the future, but they trusted that when disciples of Jesus serve in faith and community, good things happen. They began the mission in a small rented space in the post office, really nothing more than a storage room. A year later, they were given 2 lots by the Oregon Improvement Company, thanks to the advocacy of Annie Curtis, for whom Anacortes is named. In 1894, with the generous support of the bishop, friends from all over the country, and members of the congregation, they built our current sanctuary, the oldest church building still in use for worship in Anacortes. What do you guys like about GIG?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing?
Nothing.
Grace likes nothing about GIG.
Food.
Food? That's excellent.
I got my first one when I was Yummy food and snack time.
Yummy food and snack time? Excellent.
Nothing.
How about you guys?
Food.
What do you guys like?
Nothing.
Food.
You guys like the food?
Food and nothing.
Food and nothing.
He's food and I'm nothing.
They're really tired.
People are mean to us and the food is gross.
Excellent. That's what we aim for. Thank you.
Tonight. So the food pie. What's that?
Christ Church has had its ups and downs as a community of faith. On the 67th anniversary of the church, with the leadership of the Reverend John Schaefer, the congregation gave thanks to God for the 15 people who had sustained the congregation through a few years of adversity. They trusted God to see new life emerge. Christ Church has sought to serve in faith and community for nearly 109 years. As a community, we have worshiped God, prayed for one another, and for the needs of the world. We've sought to meet the needs of our local community and remembered God's promises through times easy and challenging. As a community, we have sought to be faithful to God and one another. Christ Church as it is today has benefited from all the faithful people who've contributed to its life and mission. We don't know the future, but we trust that when, as disciples of Jesus, we seek to serve in faith and community, that God will be faithful.
And there was a young woman, and she was picking out kids' clothes. She picked out a little sweatshirt, and it had paint on it. And I said, "You don't want that." I said, "It's got paint. It doesn't look very good." She looked at me and she says, "It'll keep him warm." I thought, oh dear. Anyway, when she went up with her things to the counter, and she didn't have very much money to pay for them, they said, "Take them. We don't need any money." And so that makes me know that Mouse House or Red Door or whatever you call it is a good thing.
Yeah. At Christ Episcopal Church, every member is encouraged to recognize within community their calling to ministry and baptism, in daily life, in the world, and in the church. After completing a year-long congregational discernment, Christ Church voted to become a total common ministry congregation. In a TCM church, the community members, relying on God's promise of the gifts of the Spirit, discover their gifts and provide for the ministry of their community. 5 members answered the call from the congregation to begin what's called a ministry support circle. That is, people who are called to support the ministry of all the members of the congregation. These people were Dale Rammerman, Carol Rodine, Eric Johnson, Diane Rammerman, and Betty Ann McCoy. In July of 2009, the Reverend Canon Joan Anthony from the diocese commissioned the circle. Christ Church offers worship at 8 a.m. each Sunday morning, morning prayer, and then on second Sundays, Holy Eucharist, and 10:30 a.m., a Eucharist service. We offer evening prayer on the second and fourth Wednesdays at 6 p.m., a Taizé service the first Wednesday of the first month each quarter of the year at 6 p.m. We offer adult faith formation and Christian education opportunities for many people. You've already seen Growing in Grace, but we also offer a weekly Bible study Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. and also Sunday morning at 9:15 a.m. in the Parish Hall, an adult faith forum. We have Education for Ministry, a 4-year college-level course designed to help people be informed of the theology of Old Testament, New Testament, church history, and theology in preparation for ministry. We also have a gentle yoga class for all people and many other opportunities. We invite you to come and join us, the Christ Episcopal Church, serving in faith and community and enjoying it in Anacortes.